What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Hurricanes Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez Showmont. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Ring that bell. We're here to talk about the Miami Hurricanes versus Syracuse Orange, or back in my day, they used to call the Orange Men, but you know how it goes in this society now where we change names of everything. But, it is what it is. We're playing Syracuse Saturday at 3:30, and we're going to talk about this game. This will not be a very long preview because I don't think much preview is needed for this game. Before we jump in, I want to acknowledge our sponsor of the show, Natalie Lopez, attorney at law. Mike Tyson said it best: everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. When life hits hard, the law firm of Natalie Lopez is who you want in your corner. This lawyer practices criminal defense litigation across South Florida. Call 954-888-8833 and follow her on Instagram at nat.guilty. Prepare to conquer your case. Her information is in the description of this video, so please do contact her if you have needs in criminal and family law. Let's jump in on the preview right here. We all know where we are. We all know what's going on in the house of the Hurricanes. We all know that we are coming off of a devastating loss to SMU last week. And there's only one way to go, and that is up. Probably the best possible opponent that the Miami Hurricanes can possibly face right now is SMU because I'm sorry, not SMU, is Syracuse because they're as bad as it gets. Like, I don't see any possible way that the Miami Hurricanes could in any way lose a game to Syracuse. I just don't see it. There's no possible way unless the Miami Hurricanes team bus crashes on the way to the stadium and then everybody has a sprained ankle and nobody can play and then they have to forfeit. I mean, that's about the only thing that I see that could possibly keep the Miami Hurricanes from knocking off Syracuse and doing it rather easily. Syracuse has been devastated by injury. The injuries that they have sustained are just something that you can't overcome. Started off when they lost their quarterback in the game against Clemson when they won 34-21 and went up to 3-1 on the season when Steve Angeli popped his Achilles and was deemed out for the season. Up until that point, they looked like they could be a team to be reckoned with. But after he was injured, the team has pretty much fallen apart. They've lost 5 straight games since then, all ACC opponents getting crushed by Duke, losing to SMU, losing to Pitt, blown out by Georgia Tech, and then most recently beaten up pretty good by North Carolina. And North Carolina is pretty freaking awful. The only team worse in the conference than SMU, than I keep saying SMU, than Syracuse this season is Boston College, who was winless in ACC play and 1-8 overall. So what chance does Syracuse really have? Not much of any. They are playing a quarterback who is a freshman who was on the lacrosse team. Like he had 39 yards passing last week. Joseph Filardi, he was 4 of 18 for 39 yards. And as an offense, they did absolutely nothing in this game, totaling a whopping total of 152 yards. They rushed for 113. Carolina had the ball for 35 and a half minutes to 24 and a half minutes for Syracuse. Carolina stinks. I think we all know this by now. Carolina stinks. They're not good, and Syracuse got run off the field. Besides Yazin Willis, who had 15 carries for 66 yards, Syracuse did absolutely nothing on offense. They did nothing. If you go through their first two possessions, they had 6 plays for -2 yards. Then they had a 13 play, 50-yard drive that ended up in a field goal. After that, they go 3 plays, 4 plays, 1 play, 3 plays, 9 plays in a punt, 5 plays in a fumble, 7 plays for 31 yards. They must have scored on a defensive play or a kickoff return. Let me see when did they do this? Okay, yes. All right, here we go. They scored on a Where the heck is it? When did they score? Oh yeah, they scored early on a. Am I blind? Wait, this is weird. Am I not seeing something here? Oh, here we go. Here, yeah, yeah. They scored their only touchdown on a fumble return for touchdown. That's all they did. They got 3 points on one drive and basically did absolutely nothing. If they score on Miami, it's going to be a loss. I mean, I see it no other way. If they score on Miami, that should be viewed as a loss. This team is anemic offensively. And with this new quarterback who isn't any good, it should be lights out and barbecue chicken. Now, here's the problem. It has to be lights out and barbecue chicken in a very, very convincing and showy way. If you understand what I mean by that. They have to really perform. It has to be done with done crispy, done with flair, flash pisas, old school Scarface way. It has to be fancy. It can't be boring. It can't be hand the ball off in a cloud of dust. It has to be something real. Like that is the only way that they can win this game. They cannot win this game in a very boring, dull, bland style of football. That is not going to help this team have any chance of making any kinds of moves to get into a conversation about a potential playoff berth because they have to do it with some flash, man. It's got to be done in a really, really fancy type of way. But yeah, that's where we are right now. I don't see that Syracuse has made any decision to change the quarterback situation and go back to Ricky Collins, but it is a possibility that they might. I'm not saying that they will or they won't. And Fran Brown says that he started Filardi last week because of his performance in practice. So you know, I don't know what that means for this week for Syracuse. But even if they did start the other guy, Ricky Collins, it doesn't matter. Miami's gonna whoop this team. Miami should dominate this game from start to finish, put a beat down on Syracuse, make it fancy, make it impressive, and if Miami doesn't put up 50 this weekend, I'm gonna be pretty upset. I'll be real. This is an opportunity for Carson Beck to finally get an opportunity to really, really throw the ball around the field. I want to see that happen. I'm tired of seeing the swing passes. I'm tired of seeing the confidence destroying bullshit. Give me some offense. I need to see some offense from this team. Like enough already. So yeah, I mean, keys to. I'm not even going to do a video this week because there's no point. Like the keys are the clear. Move the ball on offense, dominate on defense. And this one is very, very in your face. Now, Miami is dealing with some injuries. Mark Fletcher Jr. is probably not going to play. C.J. Daniels is out. OJ Frederick is out. So they're dealing with injuries here. We got to see what we can get out of our tailbacks. We got to see what we get in terms of running attack and where they decide to go. This is what I would call a practice game, but it's a practice game with great importance. Now, I'm not being overly optimistic about the rest of the season. I won't allow myself to do that. I won't. I refuse to allow myself to be overly optimistic about anything. However, if you don't blow these dudes out, then you could pretty much kiss any chances goodbye. Like I don't even care anymore at a certain point. If you keep having these dull, boring, dreadful level of games, it doesn't work. So I got Miami winning this game 55 nothing. Um, they're a 30 or 28 or 30 point favorite. I got Miami winning 55 nothing. I think everyone's gonna get plenty of playing time. And I hate doing this, but I think this game should be probably 35-0 at halftime. If it's not, I'm concerned. So or if it's not, then we're sitting here having the same conversation we've been having where the start of the Hurricanes every game has been rather pathetic. So that's all I got. Y'all leave y'all thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all. God bless. Again, This is Hurricanes Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.